Hi, in this video I will show you how to do double crochets in the traditional way with making 3 turning chains at the sides. Before we start with doing the double crochets, I would like to thank everyone who subscribed to my channel. That really helps me and I really appreciate it. And well, if you are new to my channel and if you watch this video and you think, well, that was nice, then please subscribe to my channel, and everyone, please give it a thumbs up if you liked it. So well, I would really appreciate it. So well, let's get started. I made a little swatch here, and when you compare this to the single crochets, you see that it's much more open between these posts of the double crochets. So it is a different kind of fabric and suitable for other things. And well, if you have mastered this stitch, you can do so much more. One of the fun things is that you will also be able to do interlocking crochet. I don't know if you have seen videos of me earlier, but when you have mastered double crochets, and of course you should practice for a while, then take a look at my website or my YouTube channel to see what you can do with interlocking crochet, because that's very fun. You can really make beautiful things, and I have lots and lots of tutorials and videos and practice pieces on my website. So well, that being said, let's get started with doing this. And well, I will use the Scheepjes Stone Washed XL again. Very nice yarn, quite thick to practice with. It's really lovely yarn. And well, let's take some yarn. It's a mess here. For this tutorial, I will make a piece that is made of 8 double crochets wide. And there is something different that we do if you compare it with the single crochets. You've heard me talking about the turning chains. And for a single crochet, you made your foundation chain, and then you did an extra turning chain, and then you worked back and worked into the second or in the second loop from the hook. The turning chains with single crochets did not count as a stitch. With double crochets, the 3 turning chains that you do count as a stitch, and that is where the difference comes. Sorry, my throat is a little bit hoarse. But okay, you know what, we will do the foundation chain, and we start with our slip knot here, and we put it on our hook, and we will do 7 chains. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I really have to take a sip from my tea because my voice is sounding really bad. I'm taking a sip. Just a second. Okay, let's continue. So let's count this. Again, you know that the loop that is on your hook never is counted. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And if you're new to this, I would advise to place a marker in that very first chain that you did, so that you can check if you did correctly when working backwards. Well, a lot of patterns say that if you have to do a setup chain, that they count these turning chains right away and then say go back and work in the 4th stitch. And of course that is correctly. But for me, the 3 turning chains are actually part of row 1. So that is why I say make 7 for the foundation chain. And then we continue with row 1, and row 1 starts with the 3 turning chains, 1, 2, 3, and these 3 turning chains do count as a stitch. That means that if you start making a double crochet, you have to work into that next stitch here. So that is the 4th stitch from your hook. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I position my foundation chain here between my thumb and my finger. I hold it here, and I like to position my thumb at the place where I have to do my first stitch. So let's start with our first double crochet. First of all, you take a loop on your hook. Let's do this again. I go under the yarn, wrap it, and now I have 2 loops on my hook. This was the chain that we will work into. So 1, 2, 3, this is the 4th one. And we insert our hook and we pull up a loop. So I go under the yarn. It's quite of an immediate movement. When I insert my hook here, I go under my yarn right away. So now I pick up that yarn here and I pull it through, and don't pull it up high, just stop here and then again. And also see the movement of my hand. I turn and twist it here so that I accommodate what I have to do. So when picking up my yarn, I twist my hand like this. I pick up that yarn, I go under it, and then I move my hand back like this, and I pull that yarn through these first two loops on my hook. Then again, I pick up the yarn here, I go under it, I pick it up and pull it through the next 2 loops on my hook. So since we count these 3 turning chains as our first stitch, we have now made 2 double crochets. Well, actually we did one real one and the fake one, and I like to place a marker into the first stitch of a row. So we have now done 2 stitches, and this is the top of our second stitch. So this here is the top of that 3rd turning chain. So let's mark that so that when we work back we know exactly where the top is and where to do our last stitch. So again, when you look at it this closely, you see 1, 2, 3 turning chains and then 1 stitch in the chain next to it. Well, let's pick it up again. I wrap my yarn around the hook, I go under it, and then I see where my next chain is, where I have to work into. That's this one. So insert your hook here, pull up a loop. So I go under the yarn, I pick it up and pull it through 1, and again I go under the yarn, I pick up the yarn and pull it through 2, and then I repeat this again and pull through 2. So now we have done 3 in total. And let's take some yarn here. So, well, about working in the foundation chain, you see me now working into that top loop only. I have a separate video where I showed how you can work in that foundation chain. There are 3 ways how you can do that. So if you are interested in that, then take a look. But for now, we will just work in the top loop. So again, I will go slowly. Here is the next stitch that we have to work into. Wrap your yarn by going under the yarn. Make a loop on your hook. We have now 2 loops on our hook. Insert the hook into the loop and pick up, go under the yarn, pick it up here, pull it through. Don't pull it too high, just like this. Pick up the yarn again by going under that yarn, pull through 2, wrap, pull through 2. So we have now 4 in total. Again, wrap the yarn, go to the next stitch, insert your hook, go under the yarn, pull it through, wrap, pull through 2, wrap, pull through 2. Well, let's continue this slowly. And you know, it takes practice to do to get that smooth movement. And I admit, when I first learned to do this, I really didn't like double crochets at all because going through these wraps, and yeah, it was not my favorite, but okay, it just takes practice and you will get it. So let's see. We have now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that is correct because now we have come to our marker, and that is where we have to do our last stitch of this row, and then again wrap and finish that last stitch. So we have done now 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Next we turn our work, and because the first 3 chains count as a double crochet, this means that we will not work into this stitch here, but we will go right away to that stitch next to it. So, well, let's do the 3 turning chains. 1, 2, 3. Wrap your yarn, skip this one and go to the next one. And we pick up the 2 loops of that stitch below it. So we will do the same. And again, I want to mark the first stitch, the top of the first stitch. So this is the stitch that we just did. So this is the top of the second, and here is the top of the third turning chain. So it's the top of our kind of first double crochet. Let's call it that way. Well, there is something that I want to show you when you have to work through that top here of that third turning chain. So, well, let's continue. I will go a little bit slowly so that you can still follow along if you want to. So this is 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And before I show you how to work through that last stitch, I will show you here this. You see you have a bit of an opening here, and that is because, yeah, when you do the 3 turning chains, it's a bit, yeah, to the outside, and we skip that first stitch, so yeah, you will have kind of a bit of an opening. I will cover that in another video, and I will show you at the end of this video some samples and also something about working with colors, so please watch till the end, and then I will yeah, say something more about that. So we have now reached our last stitch here that we have to do, and here we marked that the top of that 3 turning chains. So let's take this out, and you see here that you have these 2 loops here. Let's turn it back a little bit and hold it upside down. You see these 1, 2, 3 turning chains here, and that 3rd turning chain we have to get under these 2 loops here. And I always struggle with picking up these loops. That's how it is. And well, you can do it like this, but I have a trick. You pick this up, that first loop, and then you have to get that second one, and it's always the second one that is giving me troubles. And well, let's give it a try. Sometimes I just grab it and then it's on my hook right away, but well, no, that didn't work well. You see how I struggle with this, you know, I've done so much crocheting and it's still, yeah, it's hard to get through these loops, and then, yeah, you know, you see I didn't even do it correctly. Well, okay, let's show you another way. When I showed you how to make a foundation chain, I showed you that these V stitches are on the top and that you have a back bump on the back here. Well, what you can do is this. Make your wrap, and then I reposition my hand to hold it like this, so overhand, and then I use the point of my hook to grab that bump here, and I use my thumb to put it on my hook here. So you see that went fairly quickly, and then I bring back my hook here, and you see that now we have the 2 loops of that last of the turning chain. We have that now on our hook, and now then we can work through it. So pull up that loop and finish your stitch. So we have finished our second row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we turn our work again, and I will show you one more time how to start this row. And my yarn has become a mess here. So let's take a little bit. That's because usually I don't have this mess, but I use this yarn for making my videos, and then I work from the center of the ball, That's very nice with this yarn. It actually has a little, yeah, little marker thingy to show where the center is. And oh my goodness, it has really become a knot here. So I will take it out. So now let's start and hope that I do not get to that knot here. Okay, we will first start with our 3 turning chains. Again, do not work into that first stitch, work into the second one. So wrap your yarn and go to that second stitch here and do the double crochet. Well, you see again here, it's a bit of an opening here, and I will place my marker so not in the top of that second double crochet but into the stitch before it. So this is the top loop of my third turning chain, and then I will go a little bit faster to the end of the row to show you one more time that trick to pick up these loops of the third turning chain. And you see how when you practice how quick this works. And again, work under these 2 loops. Oh yeah, and that is something what I forgot to mention. Working under these 2 loops is default. If the pattern doesn't say anything about it, you always work under these 2 loops. Of course, you can also work through this one, and of course you can also work through that one. And well, if you use a chart, the chart should tell you in an extra symbol how to do when you have to do that. Or if you have written an instruction, it should also tell you. But if there is nothing mentioned, just do double crochet, then you work under these 2 loops. And about well, you know, I will get back to that when I finish this row. And again, we have come to the end of our row. Here is the top of our third turning chain. Take a look. You see here 1, 2, 3. So learn to recognize this, and then I will use my trick to pick up that bump here. So here you see that goes much easier, and then bring back your hook, and now you have these 2 loops on your hook and pull through. So that is about the crocheting. On my website I have lists of abbreviations of the stitches. Double crochet is abbreviated by DC, and I also have lists of crochet symbols if you want to use charts. It's actually a line with a line on top and then a little line like this, and I will add it to the video. And well, with the page on my website where I have the links to this video, and you will find much more information. So well, that being said, I will put this aside, and then I will take my samples. And well, you saw me pointing these holes here. You know, this was the original, and here you have this hole, and then in the next row you have this hole here and here and here, and well, here with this sample, you see that there are no holes on the sides. It looks very even on both sides, and the side is also more straight. And then I have another example here, and this is a different way, and no holes, really straight side. And there's even a third way to do this, but I haven't made my swatch yet, and because yeah, this is something that I will have in another video. And here I was playing with colors, and please don't look at the sides because there are much better ways to carry your yarn above, but I wanted to go very quickly. And here you see that I have my setup and my first row in blue, and then back with yellow, orange, and purple and red, and then it's an odd number of colors. And well, there's something strange happening here. Like here you have that yellow, and that was worked on the back side, so you kind of look at the back of the stitch. But when you look at the other yellow row, and it was done on the front side, it seems to be smaller. And the same you see here for that orange side. This was done on the front side, this was done at the back side, and the back side seems much higher. Well, a fun effect, and well, I just wanted to show it to you because when I saw it, I never actually noticed it before. But well, here you see it. So it's fun to work with colors too. And well, then I think I've said everything that I wanted to say about the double crochets. Again, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Everyone, I really appreciate it. It really helps my channel. And if you are not yet subscribed, then please subscribe and put on that bell. So I will do a lot more videos about the stitches and techniques. But also I'm working on an online stitch library, and that will also be accompanied by the videos how to do the stitches. So there will be lots of videos in the near future. And if you don't want to miss that, then please, when you subscribe, click that bell, and then the version that notifies you of every single video, so that you get notified by YouTube that I have something new. And then you can also take a look at my website, because there's a lot of extra there that belongs to the videos. So well, thank you very much for watching, and see you back in the next video.